welcome everybody to our open day today. This session is talking to you about the new courses that will be on offer in 2021 in September. And I'm joined here by lots of our curriculum team members. Before we get started though, I just need to do a quick couple of checks with you to make sure that you can see us and hear us okay before we go ahead with the session. So if you can all just raise your hands using your raise hand button at the bottom of the screen to let me know that you can hear us and see us okay. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, brilliant. And if all the panelists, if you can just say hi to make sure that they can hear us well on the audio at their end.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, guys. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm pleased to be joined here by Lynette, Crystal, Simon, Karen, Nicole, and Jane, who are from various different areas of discipline in the college, including childcare, social sciences, humanities, science, maths, English. And they're here to talk to you a bit more and give you a bit more of an insight on the new courses that we have available here. Also to let you know, if you would like any detailed course information, we do have various videos that are on our website on specific subjects. So do pop back to our website when you have some free time and get some more information from there as well. So I'm just going to quickly share my presentation screen and I'll hand over to Lynette to talk to us a little bit more about these new courses called T-levels. Over to you, Lynette.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Lynette Leith and I'm one of the assistant principals at the College for Technical and Vocational Education. And I'm going to be speaking to you today a little bit about T-level qualifications. So T-levels are a new type of qualification that has been introduced this year. And at Newvic, we're going to be starting the qualifications in September. So that will be the year that you will join us. So T-level qualifications are quite different to the current vocational qualifications that you'll be aware of, like BTECs. What makes them distinctly different is that they've been developed with employers and they carry a substantial amount of work-related activity, so work placement and employer-led projects. And the learning in college is what we call route specific. So you'll pick specific routes that are aligned to the careers and jobs that you're interested in. So to kick this off, I'm going to just talk to you a little bit more about the work experience side of things and the employability aspect. So we obviously talk to a lot of our employers as well to make sure that what we're delivering is suitable for the sectors that you're interested in progressing in and that we can keep our curriculum up to date. So our employers have fed back to us that working with students who are doing T-levels really does help develop a positive mindset, a stronger work ethic and the skills and abilities that they want. And some of those things you'll probably be aware of from being engaged in work-related activity or thinking about sectors and jobs during your school time. But things like, you know, being really positive, being engaged, being willing to learn, having that professional attitude, being respectful, arriving on time and dressing appropriately. And they are the things that are embedded within our T-level qualifications. So in terms of, if we can go down to the next slide, please, great.
Yep.
Thank you. So in terms of how we facilitate that for you on this programme, so within the T-level programme, there's a very specific part of the programme around employability and professional skills developments. And essentially, it's so that we can raise awareness of those mindsets and qualities that you need for high level skilled work and to support progression. So there'll be some written and practical activities, and of course some online learning, and that's where we're focusing on the subjects that you need to develop, like behaviour, skills, mindset, and the knowledge in those areas. We do a very thorough interview process before we put you into placement. So that includes a mock interview in college with a member of our management team, where you get that opportunity to go through a thorough interview, but internally, so that you can get some feedback and sort of get comfortable before you go out and have an interview with an employer. We actually do a very individualised job matching process, so that you're going into a job and in with an employee that you're interested in. And we also work on developing your digital skills. And then you will go out into a placement, which is usually about 1 day a week, but depending on the route that you're choosing, it may be that there are some block weeks, and your tutors organise that with you at the beginning of the course. But then essentially you'll go out into that work placement and work directly with employers in the sector that you're interested in. And you will also complete an employer project, which is written by the employers and fully supported in college, and you have lessons that are geared around it so that you get all the support you need. So that's one of the key differences in a T level. Like I say, all about employer engagement and developing the skills and attitudes and mindsets that you need for progression. I'm going to hand over now to my colleague Nicole, who will speak to you about the specific pathway in construction. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hello, welcome. I'm Nicole. I run the maths department as well as engineering and construction. I'm really excited about this new T-level in design, surveying and planning. It links directly into the construction industry, and Newham is full of construction and there is loads happening at the moment. So we will be working with local construction sites where you will do part of your coursework. We will deliver together part of the content, and part of the content will of course be delivered by our 2 construction teachers, who both until recently worked in the construction industry. So they are fantastically suited to teach on this course. The entry requirements you can see is maths at grade 5 and English at grade 4. But I think the key thing is this is practical with some theory in it, and some difficult theory, but you're working directly towards an apprenticeship or a degree apprenticeship within the construction world. So if something in that direction, civil engineering, is what you're interested in, then this is really the way forward. It's a great course. And oh yeah, we have that little film for you to see.
Yeah, little video for you guys to see, so I'll just play that for you.
You're not going to get a better experience. You're not going to get a better lead into working life, teams, people, just the energy that's on site as well. It's not 2 weeks where you get to make the tea and coffee and do a bit of filing. This is a proper insight to what it's like to work on a construction site.
You can't replicate an industry placement in a college environment. The students getting on with their work, the students being on site, the students getting instructions, and I can see that they are part of a team.
I've learned a lot from quantity surveying team, site management team, even the health and safety team, design team. I've learned from all of them because I had a taste of all their roles.
I can definitely say I'm more confident in my skills and abilities. I know to myself that I'm improving, but I want to keep on improving and keep on progressing.
So they understand that you want to learn, so they give you more tasks and more stuff to do as well. So I pretty much have role model everyone that works in Galliford Train.
Seeing them grow and seeing them be actually doing the job. They're doing the job that they actually want to do as an occupation. That just genuinely makes me really proud.
They're a company which gives opportunities to young people, especially with our society. And what I mean by that is difficult to come across jobs. So I'm grateful for the opportunity they've given me here. They're very kind. It's a working environment which I feel that I want to be in.
What we're getting out of it is our staff of the future, our site managers, our quantity surveyors of the future from this area, and then they can expand. They can go where they like once you get into construction. I mean, it's just the doors are open.
They are 16, but that doesn't mean that they can't be professional, and some 16-year-olds really know what they want to do, and I think they need to be given that opportunity.
Okay, I'll hand over to Crystal to talk a little bit more about our new education and childcare T-level. Over to you, Crystal.
Hi everyone and welcome. Okay, the T-level in education and childcare, the exam board is NCFE Cash. Now they're a long established training provider and they're experts in the childcare and teaching field. The course has been developed with employers in the field as well, and it has all the knowledge that you need to succeed in the sector. The assessment will be coursework, an employer project, and there'll be some exams and some practical assessment in the actual placement. You'll be doing 13 hours a week in the classroom. The entry requirements are 5 GCSEs, grades 9 to 4, and that includes English and maths. And the key topics, the core topics we'll be working on are child development, health and well-being, inclusion, safeguarding, play. You learn how to observe children, how to observe their play, how to assess their progress, and to plan to meet their needs. And you'll be doing some early literacy and numeracy, and you'll be looking at supporting children who are entering school and ensuring that they're ready. Okay, it's equivalent to 3 A-levels, and it really is the gold standard in as far as in childcare and teaching. Right, we've talked about the entry requirements. So English and maths is vital for you to enter the programme. It'd be approximately 7.5 hours a week of placement. These are some of our partners that have been working very closely with us over the last few years, and where you may be placed. So we've got Rebecca Cheetham Nursery and Children's Centre, Foundations for Learning Nursery, Lister Secondary School, Crampton Primary School, who also support us in developing our knowledge of working with children with special educational needs. And you'll probably get an interview with the employer before you start with them, and you also must have an up-to-date DBS check. You have the opportunity to develop all the skills that you need and the knowledge, the attitudes, the qualities that you will need, and you can take on the role of a teaching assistant within a primary or secondary school, or in a setting, in an early years childcare setting, you'll be working alongside the practitioners. A lot of expertise, so it's going to be a really exciting course, and I'm really looking forward to welcoming you all on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Crystal. And I'm just going to hand over now to our A-level team to talk to you a bit more about some of the new A-levels that we'll be offering next year. So over to you, Nicole.
Okay, hello again. All right, A-level statistics. It's an exciting subject. If you don't really like the algebra, but like maths, like all the other stuff of maths, then this is a great A-level to do. It also supports anything you do in biology, in business studies, in geography. We teach And in psychology, we teach you all the statistics you need there and a lot more. The statistics course is also mapped quite well with the first year in university, at least the first 6 months of the statistics that are required for almost every university course now. We talk about statistical distribution, hypothesis testing, and how statistics is applied in all kinds of areas. I don't know if you were in the data science talk today, that A-level statistics is a part. Also, A-level statistics is a very new subject. Cambridge and Oxford have upgraded it to a top A-level that is supportive to apply for those universities. So yeah, it's all round. It's a really supportive course. It's fun. We discuss a lot. We argue a lot. And we explore data that is around us. It's good. It's fun. And it's different than A-level maths. It hasn't got that algebra thing on it. And if you wanted to go to university, data science, of course, which used to be called quantitative science, economics, some universities like SOAS take statistics instead of maths. If you wanted to go into a statistics one, for biology, chemistry, geography, psychology, we've always heard back that that was supportive for the application of the students. When they saw a high grade in statistics, the students were always made the offer they wanted. So it's a very good subject. And we stopped it for a while and started again. So there you go.
Thank you very much, Nicole. So our next subject is classics, and I believe Jane will talk to us a bit more about this. Jane, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Yes, I'll just talk briefly about classics here. So we're very excited to be offering this as a new A-level this year. We're currently running a very successful GCSE programme. So the exam board's OCR, teaching hours each week will be, 4 hours, 40 minutes. As it said then, assessment is 100% exam. I'm assuming that would be the case. The entry requirements, 5 GCSEs at 9 to 4, should be 5 for English. With classics, you don't need to have any background in classics to do this. Everything's in English, so it doesn't require people having Latin or Greek. It's very much, it goes really well with other subjects like history, politics, literature. I'd say any art subject, this goes so well. I actually think everyone should do some classics in their life now. So what we do, my primary interest is in the sort of early literature, and we look very specifically at, you have a choice between Homer's Odyssey and the Iliad, but we're going to look at the Odyssey and Virgil's Aeneid. So there are 2 classic texts, and anyone that's interested in things like drama, literature, you read these and you see the foundation of kind of all Western culture really in these works of literature. And you're looking very much at the character, the Homer, or the Odysseus as the hero, and we'll go into a lot of detail about it. Then the other 2 components we'll be looking at is culture and the arts, so Greek theatre, and belief and ideas and love and relationships in the ancient world. Very good for someone who wants to do ancient history, but really the more we look into it, the more we discuss things in the class, you can see that it kind of, has sort of ripples, it underlies really most of the things that we do, even with maths and science. And yes, there was something else. No, let's go to the next slide. I'll remember on the next slide what it was I was going to say. And this links very well, is in addition to, I know what I was going to say, which links with this. in the one of the previous sessions, Karina runs the honours programme, and so she was going into more detail. But this classics links very much with the King's Classical Reach programme. Quite a lot of universities now are wanting to reach out to a broader audience with classics. I think generally classics has been something that's like an elite subject that only a group of people do, and increasingly they're trying to bring it more, make it more diverse and bring more people in. We've got a fantastic program that we've run with King's, which has included going to see a Greek play, going to the British Museum, going to lectures at King's College. Who knows, one point we might even be able to go on a trip. They used to go on trips when they ran classics before. So yes, it's complemented by this fantastic program that the GCSE and A-level students at Newbic are able to access. I think there's another slide, is there? Yep. Oh yes. In terms of career and progression with classical civilization, the sort of work, I know there's a student, I'll be going into more detail about this in the teaching and academia session that's coming later, and there's an ex-Newvic student who's now, I think, working as an archivist, but sort of work, archivist or curator, law, research and academia, teaching, events, marketing and PR, politics. Many of our politicians have a classics background, media, and management consultancy. And I think that's all I need to say there.
Thank you very much, Jane. Oh, I think I may have missed one. Applied psychology. So I'll hand over to Simon to tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay, applied psychology is a new course for us in the social sciences department. We've run psychology A-level for a number of years successfully, but applied psychology is something a little bit different. And it might be that if you thought you wanted to do psychology A-level, it might be that when you thought about it, applied might be more suited to you. Well, I suppose why applied psychology? Well, the key is in the word applied. What's wonderful about applied psychology is it gives you more of a practical basis in psychology. So obviously psychology A-level, you're studying psychology as an academic subject, and you're studying theorists, and you're looking at case studies, and you're also learning research methods and hopefully how to use statistical knowledge and all that kind of stuff. And this kind of thing is also used in applied psychology. But what's wonderful about applied psychology is there's a real focus on case studies. There's a real focus on psychology in everyday life. There's a real focus on psychology in real life. And there's a real focus here on how different professionals in the world of work in diverse professions actually use psychological ideas. So, of course, even as teachers, we'll use psychological models for education. Nurses use psychology, of course. Doctors use psychology. Social workers use psychology. So applied psychology is about how psychology works in the workplace. Now, getting on to the entry requirements, you'd want a minimum of 5 GCSEs, and you want a GCSE score of about 5. It's very important to have English and maths at grade 4, and it's important to have science at grade 4 too, because the course is scientific, and the course does involve understanding statistical knowledge. English is important because you'll need really good writing skills to sort of do the written component of the course. In terms of the assessment, it's a combination of exams and coursework. So it could be a nice course for students who don't just want to do pure exams, because lots of psychology courses in the past were pure exam. So this is a combination of exams and coursework, so you can get to develop your writing skills as well as doing exams too. So there's a nice balance in the assessment between written sort of almost portfolio work and exams. Key topics, well, things that are gender, aggression and consumer behaviour is on there. So I suppose you'll find out, you know, why people buy what they buy, and the kind of psychology of how things are marketed to us, as well as looking at sort of psychology and gender and theories about aggression and so on. There's a focus again, like there's an A-level psychology on mental illness and the categorization of mental illness according to the DSM sort of criteria. Mental illness, how it's managed. You'll also do research methodologies in psychology. How do psychologists come to the conclusions they do in the studies? And how are these findings got to, and what's the implications of the psychologists and their research findings? You'll look at how people, society and culture affect an individual's behavior. There's lots to do with approaches to psychology, and that's to do with studying different theorists and different theoretical approaches and different schools of thought. Sorry, Carol, can you just go back for 1 second?
Yeah. Here we are.
And then there's the look at whether with psychology, how important genetics is for psychology, and how important sort of this kind of nature nurture debate really, and then human behavior. But the key thing is, everybody, there's a real focus on research methods and understanding the sort of how to and how do psychologists come to the conclusions they come to. So it's a fascinating course that is both academic and practical, and we recommend it to you in the highest terms. Most enjoyable. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Simon. We've got a couple of minutes left of the session. I'll hand over to Karen.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Karen. I run the science department. So applied human biology, excuse me, is a course that you might look at if you want to study some biology to help your course. For example, if you're interested in sports or psychology, but you don't want to do plants or environment, it's just the human side that you're interested in, okay? It's slightly different assessment from an A-level. An A-level is going to be fully exam-based, whereas this course is part exam and part coursework. The coursework is extremely practical, so you're going to spend a lot of time in the lab looking at, excuse me, doing microbiology, for example. Carol, you want the next slide for me? And so they'll be taking you on to something, if you want to do it alongside sports, as I said, or alongside another BTEC, or taking onto an apprenticeship, taking you into something like working in a lab, working alongside, just to support your application for any kind of social sciences, then that might be the course for you. If you don't want to do a full science, 3 A-levels, biology, chemistry, maths, then this is an option for doing some science, some biology, alongside your other program. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks very much for that, Karen. And we had a question that had come in earlier. Is T-level better than a BTEC level 3? Lynette, do you want to jump in and answer that before we finish in the next minute or so?
Of course. So to sum it up, in terms of value added, as we call it, or your achievement in the time you spend in level 3 study, you will still achieve the equivalent to if you did a BTEC or A level. So they're valued at the same. You'll get the same UCAS and the same opportunity. I think one of the key differences with the T level is that it's very career employer focused, so you get a lot more exposure in terms of the world of work and those work ready skills. I think Crystal mentioned it, it really is the highest standard around skills and employability and being ready to move on into sectors or in university, because it does carry the equivalent to 3 A levels, or I think Nicole mentioned it, onto courses like high degree apprenticeships.
Thanks very much.
Did we have any other questions?
That's all we have time for this session, but thank you to everyone who's asked questions. You can go onto our website and go to our Q&A sessions for specific subjects and find out a lot more about the courses there. In terms of applying to the college, our applications are open online. You can apply through our website. That's newvic.ac.uk/apply. And if you do have any questions about courses, entry requirements, telephone interviews, how to apply, you can always contact the advice and recruitment team on advice@newvic.ac.uk. So thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you found this informative and useful for your research. Thank you to all of our curriculum team members here, and we wish you all the very best in your college applications and your results that you'll receive later on in the year. And we hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.